So the Google Pixel 8 Pro is easily one of the better phones that have came out this particular year. So let's go and see how it compares against a phone that is significantly cheaper, but it's really only 2 years old now, the Google Pixel 6 Pro, and see what's a better deal, either picking up the current flagship or picking up a phone that's a few years old, but was kind of based off, the 8 Pro is kind of based off the 6 Pro. Let's go and see how they compare. If you want to pick up some of these phones that I would recommend buying this year though, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside, the Google Pixel 6 Pro came out in 2021 and on the front has that 6.7-inch LTPO AMOLED display. I think it's a very solid panel, 1440p 120Hz display as well, and I think Google did an excellent job with this particular phone. You had the curved glass on the sides, which was amazing, which honestly I think was one of the first times they've added that, curved screen on the sides. You have that hole punch display as well, fingerprint sensor in the display, a very solid thing. I mean, I think Google knocked it out of the park this particular year. Now with the Pixel 8 Pro, this is a little bit of a different approach. So for one, you're getting the same size display. So keep that in mind. 6.7-inch LTPO OLED display, 120Hz, and this panel does get much brighter than the Pixel 6 Pro. So that's number one. But you are getting a different type of panel. So this is not a curved glass display like on the 6 Pro, it's flat and it's curved at the top and the bottom. So it's like more rounded corners basically. The 6 Pro is flat. I don't know which one I prefer more, but I do like the curved glass on the sides. I don't really like the flat display. Like I'll take it, the iPhones have it. I use an iPhone every day, but I don't know. I think the 6 Pro with the curved glass is a little bit nicer, but it's not that big of a deal. USB Type-C ports on the bottom of both these phones. You're getting the reflective material kind of on the sides of both these devices, which is a super cool thing. And on the back side, you're getting the standard glass back on the Pixel 6 Pro, but on the Pixel 8 Pro, you're actually getting a frosted glass back setup, which I think is actually really cool. It makes this phone feel so much more premium. And that is the thing that I like about these types of devices. With the 6 Pro and the 7 Pro, lots of overlap, but there were some differences. The 8 Pro now is kind of in a different league. Like I think Google has done a really good job at kind of differentiating it, from the previous models, which I think is really big. Now you're getting wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, triple camera setup. Visually, when you look at the 6 Pro, like if you're looking on the screen now, if you look at the 6 Pro and you look at the 8 Pro, you can definitely tell there are differences, but I do think you can tell that, the 8 Pro is still a Pixel. Like it's a Google Pixel at heart, and you can definitely tell how much inspiration the Pixel 8 Pro basically took from the Pixel 6 Pro. So, you have to give that a lot of credit to the 6 Pro right there too. In terms of the camera setup, a ton of overlap, it's not even funny. So triple camera setups, wide telephoto ultra-wide cameras, 4K at 60 on the front and the back. However, the 6 Pro can only do 4K at 30 on the front, but you can do 4K at 60 on the back, in the front of the Pixel 8 Pro. Now, some big differences, for one, you are getting, funny enough, 50 megapixel wide and 48 megapixel telephoto lenses on both, but you are getting a higher megapixel count on the Pixel 8 Pro on the ultra-wide camera, but you're getting a lower megapixel count on the front camera of the 8 Pro. So I don't know why Google does these weird things where they flip-flop. Now I think the 6 Pro camera was good. You can kind of look at it, you can kind of see that there's still a lot of advantages going on with that particular phone. But I will tell you, with the 8 Pro, it's better than the 6 Pro, but it's not the best camera of this year. And for Google continuing to kind of like make these kind of weird changes with their phones and, I think they focused more on the body this time and software. The camera has been stagnant for like 3 years now. To be honest, actually, it's been like more than that. But I feel like Google could be improving these cameras a lot more. I will say, if I were to kind of list the top 3 cameras, it basically goes Samsung, iPhone, and then Google. I think Google needs to take it up a notch. Even like 2-year-old Samsung phones are still performing better than even some iPhones now. And Google is not as good as, in their camera department, I feel like, as, iPhone isn't as, Samsung is. But on the flip side, their image processing is so good. Their machine learning in these photos is amazing. And their portrait mode photos and so many other features that they do have inside their phones, although they don't have tons of features, these cameras are definitely having, I would say the portrait mode in these photos are better than portrait mode iPhone photos. So there's lots of overlap here, but I do feel like with the 8 Pro, it's a step in the right direction. I think Google, if they can just give us a little bit more camera capability, some more features, and give us 8K, I think that'd be exactly what we need. So that kind of covers it up in the camera department. Between the software longevity, this is the big difference here. The Pixel 8 Pro is going to be lasting a much longer period of time than the 6 Pro. The 6 Pro is probably going to get like another 2 years of Android updates, maybe. The Pixel 8 Pro, Google said they're going to give us like 4 or 5 years of software updates and like 2 years of security updates on top of that. This phone could last us like 7 years at least. Like it's going to be crazy for the lifespan of the 8 Pro, which makes my job a little bit easier because I can just recommend the 8 Pro to so many people for so many years. And the fact that, the 6 Pro on Amazon is like less than $300, the 8 Pro 3 years from now is probably going to be like around $200 too. It's going to be insane. It's going to be an insane valued $200 phone, and I cannot wait for that in a couple of years. Performance-wise, there's been some improvements here too. The Pixel 6 Pro has that original Google Tensor chipset with 12 gigabytes of RAM, where the Pixel 8 Pro has that Tensor G3 chipset with 12 gigs of RAM as well. Lots of good stuff. I like the Pixel 8 Pro's performance, and I think it's better than the 6 Pro, but you'd be surprised, man. I compared the Pixel 8 against the Pixel 6. I did so many speed comparisons, and even against the Pixel 7, and the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 7 was still outperforming my Pixel 8 in so many different speed comparisons, it's not even funny. But I will tell you, long term, because the Tensor G3 chipset just came out, there's going to be some improvement Google's going to be doing. There's going to be lots and lots of improvements, from a software to chipset standpoint. That's just one thing to keep in mind here. But I will tell you the 6 Pro is still giving you a very good performance, still a very solid phone, and I like the Pixel 6 Pro a lot. But when I look at a phone like the Pixel 8 Pro, this is the phone that has more of a future ahead of it. Like I said, when you're getting a device like the Pixel 8 Pro, this phone, even if it's slower now, that doesn't mean it's going to be slow forever. And it's not even slower, it just needs to be more optimized. I feel like that's kind of the problem that we're getting with the Tensor G3 chipsets or Tensor chipsets in general. When you go back to something like the Google Pixel 5, for example, that was the last Google Pixel to have that Snapdragon chipset. And that phone's performance is still very good. You're still getting all the capability behind Snapdragon because it had that 765G chipset inside. Not even the 8th gen, but that still is very good. And I even compared the Pixel 5 against the Pixel 8. And even that phone's performance was still keeping up with the latest Tensor chipset. So I think Google, again, if they can just team back up with Snapdragon, we would have so many improvements. I look at the Pixel 5, and that's still a very decent phone to pick up. The Pixel 8, I feel like, is still good, but it needs a lot more improvement. Battery life-wise, a little bit of a difference here as well. You're basically getting almost the same size battery. You're getting a little bit faster wire charging on the Pixel 8 Pro, but beyond that, it's pretty much the same thing. So to kind of round out this whole entire video and to kind of end it off, what I'm going to tell you is the Google Pixel 6 Pro, I think, is still a very, very solid option for how cheap this phone is. The 6 Pro you can buy, like I said before, for less than $300 on Amazon, and that means this phone is probably even cheaper on eBay. So you can kind of make your decision from there. But I look at a phone like the Google Pixel 6 Pro, and I love this phone a lot. The Pixel 8 Pro, though, I do think this is probably the one I'd recommend probably a majority of people to do. Like, if you have all the money in the world, then why are you even watching this? Just go buy the Pixel 8 Pro and kind of move on with your life. Because I feel like the Pixel 8 Pro is a very, very good phone. It's solid. You're getting just a very good performing phone in every single way. But the only caveat here is that these phones do depreciate quite a bit in the used market. So if you want to wait like 2 or 3 months, I'm sure you can buy the Pixel 8 Pro, maybe with like around $500. So you can save yourself a couple $100 that way. But the choice is yours. I think you genuinely cannot go wrong with either one of these devices. And if you're rocking something like a Pixel 3 or Pixel 4, if you're rocking something like a Samsung Galaxy S9 or S10, you can go to the Pixel 6 Pro and feel like you have a beautiful phone waiting for you there. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.